So a new survey has shown that as humans, we have a lot of annoying habits when we're watching TV. And I know personally, I'm very guilty of this. So I feel like this is going to be a good lesson for me. To talk through all of these, what we should and shouldn't do when watching the telly, we have etiquette expert William Hanson on Zoom right now. Hello, William.
Hello, thank you very much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here. And do you know what? I've been watching your videos on This Morning and all these TV programs for probably about 2 years now, and I find them very entertaining, very interesting as well, because there is a lot of tradition in a lot of this stuff, isn't there? You're not just making up on the spot.
No, I know. Subject to a lot of people think that I do, but no, there is usually a logic behind things. And then when we come into the more sort of more modern manners, such as second screening or technology, there isn't really a precedent there, but we have to sort of use the precedents that I like sort of geeking out over, and then apply them to the here and now.
So today we're focusing on TV etiquette, and this is probably one of the modern things you were mentioning. So what is the bad things that we're doing that we need to try and stop?
Well, the research that's been commissioned by Three show that 90% of us use a second screen when we are watching television. Now, that's basically everybody, as far as I'm concerned. And if we are going to do it, we need to find a way to do it politely and courteously, especially if we're watching with flatmates or our loved ones or family, which, let's be honest, over the last year we probably have been, and only watching with them. So if you are going to use your mobile phone, your tablet, your laptop to research who else has been in this drama, or what else you've seen them in, or a fact checking something that you've seen on some documentary, then there is a way to do it politely, is making sure your phone backlight is low, especially of an evening, so you don't light up the whole room, and also making sure that all your notifications are switched off in terms of the sounds, so we don't have pingings and poppings as we try and watch some tense drama.
And another thing which was mentioned in the reports, or the bad habits that has been picked up on, is not just when you're watching TV, but after you've watched TV, and how you discuss that with friends that you haven't exactly watched it with, but you want to talk. At the moment, the only thing that we're entertaining ourselves with, especially in lockdown, is TV, and that's our one talking point. And we should be leaving a 7-day grace. Is that correct?
Yes, I think if it's a show that's on at the moment, then at least a 7-day period before you discuss it in detail, unless, of course, you are aware that everybody did watch it. But actually popping into your group chat saying, "Oh, have we all caught up with such and such? Of where are we up to with name of program?" Is good, and waiting for everyone to respond rather than waiting for just a couple of people to respond before you launch into it.
Yeah, I'm very guilty of that. Like, if something's happened, I'm like, did you see Gloria died in EastEnders or whatever it is? I shout it, and I need to sort of be like, okay, calm. Have you seen X program and that kind of thing? So I have taken that on board, and I will make sure I do that next time. And of course, a lot of us are streaming now, not just TV, which we're watching, and we like to talk about what we're streaming on Netflix or whatever. At the moment, I'm watching The Crown, which is very interesting. Yes. I saw your saw a YouTube video of yours where you were breaking down The Crown and what was wrong about the etiquette, which was quite funny. But yeah, streaming, is that similar etiquette? Should we leave 7 days when it's been released on Netflix? Should we ask, where are you? Yeah.
Yes, you can do no harm in asking friends. I mean, it depends, if you're suddenly watching a show that was on 20 years ago, probably people have seen it, or if they haven't seen it by now, it's probably because they're probably never going to watch it. So you're maybe in a safer territory. But of course, TV shows are being released where it might be on sort of regularly at a set times, 9 o'clock on a Friday night on Channel 4, for example. But then the rest of it is available to watch on a streaming service. So actually, if you do finish an episode and you want to watch all of them, you can go and do that. So how we consume television is changing, and thus the etiquette and behavior that goes alongside that has to change as well.
Another thing that I'm awful at is shouting out quiz answers when we're watching a quiz, and I just shout them out loud. And I think that is probably the worst etiquette there is when watching a quiz show. Would you agree with that?
Possibly. I mean, I don't love shouting at the best of times at any point, so I wouldn't shout. You could maybe, raise your voice to a gentlemanly timbre. That would be fine, but I wouldn't shout.
I'll make sure that I do that.
Thank you.
Okay, I would like to move away from the TV quickly and have a quick fire round, if that's okay,
Oh,
with some
yes.
other etiquette questions. I know that you'll probably be excited by that.
Very excited.
I'm going to set a 1 minute timer.
Oh,
Got a few questions.
gosh, this is so official.
I know. Yeah, if you go over 1 minute, we stop. I mute you. No, I'm joking. But yeah, we'll go with the 1 minute timer now. Okay, so get ready. Basically, what we're going to do as well is with our guests on this podcast, The Lockdown Loop, we like to score them. So the more questions you ask, the higher you will be on our all new leaderboards. I know. Tension music, please. Okay, here we go then. 1 minute starting now. I'm asking for a friend on this one. Can you re-gift a present?
Yes, but only if there's 6 degrees of separation between the original giver and the new recipient.
Okay, and I shouldn't tell that person that I've re-gifted it, or should I tell them I've re-gifted it?
No, absolutely not. No, and if you're going to re-gift it to a charity shop, you need to drive at least 4 postcodes away and give it to a charity shop miles away from where you and they live.
I was definitely asking for a friend on that one.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Yeah. Scone or scone?
Scone, because once it's gone, it's gone.
I thought you would say scone. Anyway,
no.
We're on a 1 minute timer.
Yeah,
Is it jam first, then cream, or cream first, then jam on a scone?
Completely depends where you are in the world. In Cornwall, they put their cream on last. In Devon, they put their cream on first. If you are in neither of those counties, you can do whichever you like.
So it's about geographical location. Have you ever fallen asleep in the cinema?
Probably.
And I put McDonald's delivery when I get it on a plate when it arrives. Am I really lazy, or am I crazy, or is there anything wrong with me, or is that good etiquette?
No, I think no. Decant any whether it's from any fast food chain or a restaurant. No, decant it onto a proper plate is always the best thing to do.
I imagine you do that too, and I was very proud of myself. Anyway, 1 minute's up, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, if I can breathe again. How did I score in comparison to your other guests?
Not that I'm competitive. I didn't even count. We have to look back. So
I got all of them right.
That's so true, and the key is answering them. So you talked about the regifting. We talked about a scone or scone. We talked about what goes on a scone. So that's another point. We talked about falling asleep on the cinema. We talked about McDonald's delivery. So that's 5 points, if I'm right in saying.
Yes.
And actually, in all fairness, you did also answer my secondary question about should I tell the person about regifting. So I'll give you 6 points.
Thank you very much.
How kind I am.
You're very kind.
That's the highlight of your day, isn't it?
It is. This is good. I'm going to put it on my my list of achievements for the day.
Okay, so just really quickly as well, I've got another question, which is I've got an 18th party hopefully coming up once this is all over in June. But I mean, that's if rules allow. What time should this party start? Because I've had so many debates with my family about if it's 7 p.m, if it's 8 p.m, it should be 6 p.m. What is the best time for a party?
Well, it depends what it is. Is it a dinner? Is it a dance? What are you doing?
Well, okay, so we're thinking of booking out like a hall, but it's like it's a nice hall. I think you'd like it. I think it's really nice. Yeah, so that's the kind of vibe that we're going for here.
Okay, so it's probably a standing up affair rather than a sit down affair.
Yeah, definitely, with a buffet.
Okay, so there is food. I would say 7:30 from 7:30, but you know, that's because I'm sort of 412, whereas you're much younger than me, Lou. You probably, you don't start it at 10. I mean, so nobody's going to turn up if you started at 10, or nobody over the age of 24. So I would go for 7:30 or 8, maybe, if you want to be a bit wild.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to start at 7, so you'll be impressed that actually, look, because my bedtime's at 9 p.m, so I've got to get it in before bedtime.
Okay, well, look, I thought you were going to go the other way. I thought you'd want me to go. Can I have the party starting at 10 o'clock? No, earlier the better. The best wedding I ever went to was finished by 6 o'clock in the evening. It was wonderful.
I bet that was a bargain.
All weddings should be like that.
That's brilliant. Well, thank you so much, William, for joining me on the Lockdown Loop.